Let's go through it. It's been about 6 minutes. So it says here is a solid sphere and a solid cone. We've got the volume of a sphere, which is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, and we've got a volume of a cone, which is a third pi r squared h. All measurements are in centimeters. The volume of the sphere is equal to the volume of the cone. Find r to h, give your answer in its simplest form. So firstly, now whenever you see these types of questions, right, they're asking you to find r to h a ratio, right? And we've got a couple of formulas here. Now, you get these questions which require a bit of algebra. So I want to ask you guys, right? R to H, that actually means I'm looking for some algebraic expression. Does anybody know what I'm referring to? I'm actually looking for some expression which would represent R to H. Does anybody know what I mean? Maybe I'm not articulating myself well. But when I see R to H, that tells me I need to find something algebraically. Does anybody know what it is I need to find? No worries. Maybe to make sense. If you ever see a ratio, right? Let's say you've got x to y, right? Then you could actually express this as a fraction, right? It's just going to be x over y. So when they say find r to h or a to b or whatever, they're just saying use algebra to find an expression for r divided by h. Does that make sense, guys? I want everybody to tell me yes or no. Are we happy with that? Yeah, I've got one yes so far. Are we all happy with that? We'll wait for a couple more yeses so that all good. Okay. So there's a statement here, right? The volume of the sphere is equal to the volume of the cone, right? So I like to call these algebraic worded problems, right? They give you some sentence in English, and then it's your job to express or translate that English sentence into a mathematical equation. Yeah. So the volume of the sphere, well, we've got a formula for the volume of the sphere. How much room do I have, by the way? Because I always run out. I'm gonna run out of room. Let me grab this and put this all over there because I know I just ran out of room. I'll put this underneath. So, okie dokie. All right. So, the volume of a sphere, right, is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So, 4 over 3 pi r cubed is the volume of a sphere, right? And this is equal to, so I'm going to write equal to the volume of a cone, which is 1 over 3 pi r squared h. Does everybody agree with that? How many of you guys got this? This would have definitely given you a mark, I believe. Anybody get this for their working out? Yeah. Now it's your job to just use algebra to figure out an expression for r divided by h. So what's going on here? Well, we've got a couple things. I've got a common factor of pi in both. I can divide through by that to cancel it. Divide by pi, divide by pi. I'm gonna get 4 over 3 r cubed is equal to one third pi, sorry, one third r squared h because the pi's gone now. As well as that, what else can I see? I've got a division of 3 on both sides. What can I do to both sides? Exactly. Fantastic. I knew we can times by 3, right? If I times by 3, then I'm going to get 4r cubed is equal to r squared h. And now, what else can I divide by, guys? What do we have a common factor of on both sides? Fantastic, Andy. We've got a common factor of r squared, don't we? Right? Because we've got two r's in there. So I'm going to divide by r squared. That will give me 4r, right? Is equal to h. Yeah. Now remember what we're trying to figure out. Figure out the O. We're trying to figure out r to h, which means I need r divided by h. So I'm going to divide by h. So I'm going to have 4r over h is equal to 1. And then divide by 4, I get r over h is equal to 1 divided by 4. So that tells me now, well, if r divided by h is 1 to 4, that means that r to h is just 1 to 4. And that is our answer. And well done to Chris Schaff for getting this correct. Does that make sense, guys? Are we happy with this? Yeah, for R to H isn't H to R. Yeah, R to H. Good stuff, because that would mean that 4R is equal to H. Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. That's correct. Yeah. Everybody happy with that? Yeah. Good stuff. Brilliant. So the next one. This one's a bit trickier, right? But it's the same logic. So it says here is a distant solid sphere and a different solid cone, right? Now they've given us curved surface, they've given us fullness for surface area. It's a surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Curved area of a cone is pi r l. All measurements are in centimeters. The surface area of the sphere is equal to the total surface area of the cone. Find R to H, right? So it's the same question essentially. We need to use algebra to figure out R divided by H. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi R squared. This must be equal to the curved surface area of a cone, the total surface area of the cone. Why have they got total in bold, guys? The curved area of a cone they've given it to us is going to be pi r l. Why is that total in bold? Is that for any particular reason, or they just thought, let me just make one of the letters bold? Or is there a reason that's bold, guys? Well, if you think about it, the total surface area of this cone, right? Well, how many surfaces does this cone have? Well, it has the outer one all around, right? Has this outer one all around. And it also has the base, isn't it? The bottom, the circle at the bottom. So I've actually got to add this to it as well. So the total surface area is going to be that plus pi r squared. The equation that gives not the total. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is not the total, right? This is just the curved part. Thank you very much, Ebony. We need to get the total one by adding on the circle at the bottom. So I'm going to add on pi r squared. And this will be the total surface area of the cone. Does that make sense, guys? Are we happy with this? Yeah. Now again, we're trying to find R to H. So we need R divided by H. So what can I do? Well, from here, I can divide by pi again. I've got a common factor of pi everywhere. So it's going to be 4r squared is going to equal pi l plus, sorry, we've divided by pi, apologies. It'll be l rl plus r squared, like that. And then now we could also divide through by an r, can't we? Yeah, we can divide through by an r. So I'm going to have 4r is going to equal l plus r, like that. And that means, well, 3r is going to equal l. Do you guys agree with that? Everybody happy with that so far? Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for you guys to say yes or no. Anybody get here, by the way? Yeah. Okay. So we need to figure out what R divided by H is. The problem I have with this equation is that, well, we've got R, but there's an L there. Anybody have any suggestions as to what I could do? Well, we need to eliminate that L because we want R divided by H, right? Well, what is H? H represents the height, doesn't it? Right? H is the height. Does it say it in part A as well? No, it doesn't. Obviously, it says the formula H. Yeah. So we know H represents height, right? Which is this one here. So if I put this here, that means that H is going to represent this. Do you guys agree? Is everybody happy with that? Fantastic. Fantastic. So that's correct, Rochelle, but I will give a chance for everyone to answer. Is there anything that you guys can think of maybe that we could do? We need to introduce H into this equation, right? We've put H there. Is there anything that's coming to mind, guys? Any equations that you can create based on that shape we can see? Fantastic, Anu. Pythagoras' theorem, right? What is Pythagoras' theorem? A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared, where C is the hypotenuse, A and B are the shorter lengths. So that would mean that R squared plus H squared is going to equal L squared. Do you guys agree? Yeah, good stuff. So with that being said, then we could find an expression for L in terms of H and R, right? All that would be is it's literally just going to be R squared plus H squared, right? I'm going to square root both sides like that, and that will give me L. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. Normally we get plus or minus, right? When we square root, but why do we know it's going to be the plus? How do we know it's going to be the plus? Think about what we're squaring. We're squaring a length. Length can only be positive, right? So it's going to be positive r squared plus h squared all square rooted. Fantastic, Kushal. So now I can put that in there. So let me just rub out that minus, and I'm going to put that there. Whoops, I'm going to put that there. So it's going to be 3r is equal to the square root of r squared plus h squared. And now this is good because although it looks messy, the equation is in terms of R and H, isn't it? We've got those letters that we need. So we need to figure out what R divided by H is. Anybody have any ideas as to what I would do algebraically from here? Well, what about this thing? This thing is not great. We don't like this because we can't do anything. We can't move things around and so on and so forth. It's like a wall, right? We want to get rid of that square root. So we're going to square both sides. Yeah. So if I square both sides, then that will cancel. It'll be r squared plus h squared. Can somebody tell me what happens when I square 3r? What do I get when I square 3r? All careful. Remember, always be careful. 3r all to the power of 2. That means 3r times by 3r. Three threes are 9. R's are r squared. It's r squared, 9r squared. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? Good stuff. Well done, Ebony. Good stuff. Well done, Annie. Brilliant. So now we're here. Well, what do we need to do? Well, we need to figure out what r divided by h is. So I'm going to take an r squared away. It will be 8r squared is equal to h squared, like that. And then remember what we're trying to find. We're trying to find r divided by h. So what we can do is we're going to divide by h squared. So I'm going to get 8r squared over h squared is going to equal 1. And then I'm going to divide by 8. So I'm going to have r squared over h squared is going to equal 1 divided by 8, right? Now, we have this here. We can just square root, right? So if I square root this here, r squared over h squared, this will be the square root of 1 over 8. And then from there, the left-hand side, that's just going to be r divided by h, right? And this is going to equal the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 8 is root 8. Yeah? Whenever you square root a fraction, you just square root the top, square root the bottom. So therefore, r over h is actually 1 over root 8. And remember, because we're dealing with radius, radii, and heights, lengths, it's going to be positive. So the square root stuff is going to be positive. That just tells me that r to h is just equal to 1 to root 8. And that is the answer. Did anybody get that correct? No worries if you didn't. Does it make sense now? Is everybody happy with this? Yeah. Good stuff. Brilliant. Brilliant.